Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to Wolfinia. This is episode 297 of my Minecraft survival series, and we're going to get some work done in our city today. Yes, we are. Now, last episode, we did a little bit of work in the House of Leaves, and it was good work. You know, it was decent. It was okay work. However, it wasn't good enough because I got a note from Wolfen's Laboratories management that, one of the systems wasn't, quote, robust enough, which, yeah, it wasn't. Now, this note is regarding our moss farm right here, which is actually working great. We're producing bone meal, it's going in there, it's producing more bone meal, so on and so forth. Everything's good here. So the farm is not the problem. The problem is, once the storage over here gets filled up, which it will do eventually, the farm is going to continue to produce moss. Now, last episode, we added an item disposal system in here. However, the glaring flaw is that this item disposal system is not going to dispose of items as quickly as the farm is producing items. So I think a better solution, what we're going to do instead is we're going to take a signal out of this and run that signal somewhere over here to actually shut off the farm once the storage is full. Oh look, daylight. I haven't seen that in a while. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a signal out of this hopper and we're going to run it up and over to the system shutoff, basically. We'll give it a little bit of a run up with some extra redstone. That way, when one item makes its way into this hopper, it doesn't shut off the system automatically, though I suppose that doesn't really matter because this is an over chest. And we'll just take that signal and we're gonna run it up this way over top of the farm itself because the aesthetics don't really matter. All this stuff is hidden anyway. And that should do it. So, once that hopper gets some items in it, it's gonna send the signal all the way down here to shut off our hopper clock and shut off the farm itself. Now, I suppose while we're down here, the dropper clock would be really annoying to keep running after the farm was off, right? So we can go ahead and install a shutoff for that as well. And I guess there was really no point in not doing that last episode. Okay, and that is the moss farm now complete. So, at this point, we can go ahead and move on to something else. Or I suppose move back to something else is a better way to think about it. Because last episode, I did a little bit of work for Mr. Wolfen's over here in the quarantine district of Wolfen's Laboratory. Now, it wasn't featured in last episode, that's just when I did it. But why don't we go ahead and flash back to that now? So I've been saying for a while now that I've been wanting to get the exterior walls, the perimeter walls surrounding Wolfen's Laboratories quarantine district done. And I don't know why it's taking me this long because this won't take as long as all the other walls. Really, we just need this top section right here. Basically the walls, the walkway, and that's about it. Well, about it aside from the gigantic privacy fence that Mr. Wolfens has also requested to kind of keep projects here a little bit secret. But we don't need to worry about getting in the faces of the walls because there's going to be a lot of other stuff going on that is going to make all that unnecessary. So I think at this point, what we're going to go ahead and do is finally get this done. Let's go ahead and call the drone on over here, put on a little bit of music, and get to work. Ow! Welcome back, everybody. I almost ran my face into something else. Anyway, we do now have a nice perimeter wall in here around the entirety of Wolfen's Laboratories Quarantine District. And you'd be mistaken if you think this is some kind of containment wall. There's nothing untoward going on in the Quarantine District. This is purely so that way the science can continue here uninterrupted and in privacy, because there's a lot of proprietary stuff here in Wolfen's laboratory that Mr. Wolfens is working on. And hopefully, now that this fence is up, now that this wall is up, Mr. Wolfens will be pleased. That's my main concern.
Ugh, what a dummy. I'm so sick of this builder.
So yeah, we got in some nice perimeter walls around Wolfen's Laboratories Quarantine District. This is present me, by the way, in case you couldn't tell, I'm back. But we're not going to focus on that anymore today. We're going to go ahead and make our way back to the House of Leaves because, well, there is this one glaring issue right here in the fact that it just kind of stops. Now, I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. As of right now, there are no current additions planned for the House of Leaves. But even if there was, like, we'd only have this area right here, which is enough area for something kind of medium to large, and that's it. But we could instead go down and kind of around, maybe, if that was necessary. And if we wanted to expand the House of Leaves indefinitely, that's a way we could do it. So I think what we're going to do is start digging down a little bit and make another corridor to the House of Leaves. Now, I'm not going to take this too far today. Basically, this is going to be a stairway that goes down to pretty much nowhere. But given the House of Leaves' strange nature, I don't think that's too out of place. So, I mean, you guys know the plan. I know the plan. We know what we're about to get into. I think we just go ahead and do it. At this point, let's go ahead and call the drone on down here, put on a little bit of music, and get to work. Welcome back, everybody. At this point, I think we have reached a point where we can say, if we really, really wanted to, that the House of Leaves is complete. I know this isn't the way we just worked on, but I'm going to take you around to just kind of show you how expansive the House of Leaves is currently, because it is a lot bigger than its exterior dimensions would suggest, and in theory, it could just keep going and going and going forever. This is the new section that we just built. If we go down here, you can see that it in fact does not keep going forever, but theoretically we could continue to build on from here, and it could go on really as far as we wanted it to. But with no further plans in the pipeline right now, I think this right here is probably a good stopping point. Oh man, just have a look at everything. I know it probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense to call a build that could potentially continue on for quite a while finished, but I think the House of Leaves, as of right now, it is a completed build, and therefore, I'm going to mark it off as finished. So what do you think of that, Sawyer? Huh? Took a while, but we got there, didn't we? Man, that would have probably been a really good clip to just leave the House of Leaves on, but as you can see, I'm back here in the House of Leaves because it just occurred to me that I do need to get some mud going for some future projects. So, if you'll give me a little bit of time, I'm gonna go ahead and make some mud. And there we go. We added a bit more mud to our stockpile here. We're just trying to build it up as much as we can right now. That way when it comes time to do the seafloor later, we're prepared for it. You know, I'm trying to think if there's any other unfinished builds that I want to give my attention to. I think we're good here in the business district. I also think we're pretty good everywhere else, come to think of it. No unfinished builds are springing to mind currently. So I think next episode we might be able to start turning our attention to some new stuff. And by new stuff, I mean we can finally make our way over here to the quarantine district and really start building this place out for Mr. Wolfens.
Yeah, no, Enchantress Arcana, it's totally good. I'm about to start inceptioning him right now. Over.
You're doing what?
Oh, it's like using his dreams to plant a seed in his mind. It's really cool. I saw it in a play once. Over.
Morriga, the builder's mind is already so fragile. I don't think...
Oh, sorry, Enchantress Arcana, you're breaking up. I'm going through a ravine.
Oh, Morriga!
Inception Master Morga, over and out.
Morriga!
So I think that's probably a good place to go ahead and call it for today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I hope you'll stick around for the next one. Regardless, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I deeply appreciate it. So until next time, I will see you guys later. Holy crap.